with Jeff Cerulli. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Unlimited Lives, everybody. I'm your host, TJ. Welcome to the show. With me is my special guest, my co-host, Mr. Jeff Cerulli. You know him, you love him, you can have him.
How special?
Extremely special. Last minute contact special.
Great.
I was going to do this all alone, but then...
No, you don't want to do that.
No, I thought of you and I said, no, I want to do this podcast with my... Plus, there's things in here that I think really will ring to the two of us. That I think is a very... has our thing written all over it. Like,
oh, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I'm looking at this list and my God, I see us all over this.
My God. Well, I'm going to say off the bat, we're having a lot of fun with Call of Duty just to do a little catch up.
Oh, the two of us? Yeah.
Oh, we have. And
it's, you know, the thing about it is like, it just needs more out the gate. Like they don't have enough maps out the gate. Like that's the one thing I'm disappointed. Like I was playing yesterday and it's like, what do you get? Like 12 maps out of the gate and like 3 of them stink. That border map is one of the worst maps I think they've ever put in a Call of Duty. It's like, it's so terrible.
Yep.
And yeah, I love it.
It's
I love
the
it.
border. And Jeff is right. There's 2 different versions of the border map. There's one that you get tanks and vehicles, but the roads are covered with cars. So you can only drive the tank a certain distance. And if you're not in a tank, there's too much stuff going on. And also, I said to you when we started playing it, I also think when companies don't realize your fan base are mostly racist white dudes from America, I don't think we need a border patrol map in the game that someone is just going to make horrible racist remarks the whole time.
I think it's just such a mess. I just don't like it. Did you do the cardboard yet? The racetrack?
No. We still have to do that. We still have to do the cardboard.
Such an odd map. The card one's okay, but there's some really fun ones in there, and it's just like I think you get 12, and I'm like, it should be like 25. Just put in some old maps. Put in Rust.
I agree.
Put in, Scrapyard. Put in some old ones from Modern Warfare from 2 years ago, and everyone would be happy. Put in Broadcast. Like, just why can't we have those? Because you know what? You can't play the old Modern Warfare because it doesn't work.
Yep.
They junk it after a while. So if I'm not gonna be able to play that, why don't you just give me all the old maps?
It's not asking for much.
No.
Last week I talked about on the podcast, I talked about the hotel. Yes. And then you told me today, I think
museum, it's out.
The museum, and Jeff was like, you hit me up and you said, hey man, do you remember that the museum level is gone?
Which was a great one.
I don't know why they designed these maps 100%. There's no creativity. Why can't you just go in and go, here's a restaurant? Like, why can't you take the part of the museum, like some part of the Smithsonian? Like, why can't you make this? Is how unoriginal Call of Duty and those idiots are over there. Is they just steal full maps. Now I know like Grand Theft Auto did, they would map out like Manhattan, but it wasn't exactly Manhattan. It was like they merged it a little. And if it was Manhattan, all the streets were skipped, so you couldn't go to 42nd and 3rd because it didn't exist.
Yeah.
But they used New York as a base model. But it's funny on Call of Duty, they'll just call the restaurant and go, hey, do you guys have you guys got a blueprint we could borrow? And they're like, who is this? And they're like, just Suave architecture firm. We're working on a building.
It's Activision.
Hi, this is Activision. We're an architecture firm. We just need the blueprint. How big is your dining room? Could you get someone to measure it with a tape measure? How big the dining room is?
It's so funny. It's just like that museum map. Well, again, it's like when I was doing the border, I'm like, oh, the border, and there's another one that's really blah that you're like, yeah, these maps fucking suck.
Well, I remember
like, just give us the good maps. And then I looked into the museum. I'm like, where's the museum? And they're like, didn't make it out of the beta.
Why wouldn't they? The thing is, Ian even goes, Ian, cousin Ian, who everyone loves in the show. Ian said to me, well, he said to all of us, he goes, the game is all brown. Every map is brown. And the sad part is when they had Cold War, which was a stinker.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Cold War, But to me, it had one of the greatest maps was that mall map.
It's
So why
fantastic.
can't you do a Call of Duty mall map?
Why did Cold War play so differently? Because like
I don't know.
Modern Warfare and Vanguard played the same way. They played the same exact way. Whatever you prefer, that's fine. But the feel of it's the same. But for some reason, Cold War I thought played kind of janky, and I didn't like it as much. And the maps were okay, but that mall map was incredible.
I mean, that mall map was amazing. And then you have, Vanguard. To me, I was not a huge fan of Vanguard.
But it plays the same. You can admit it plays the same.
Yes,
as Modern Warfare.
Vanguard did, yeah. So it's just very funny that, they released this game and they just based the maps on, everyone is all these like companies and buildings are like, what are you doing? It's exactly our stuff.
Yeah, I mean, remember in Vanguard, they never fixed, if you were playing split screen with someone, when it said time to vote, they never fixed the error that it would just play it 3 times and it would be cut off. They never once fixed that of like, and you knew they knew about it. They just didn't give a shit. They never once fixed it like, oh, let's fix this for split screen.
They put Activision Blizzard gets to put out mediocre trash, and idiots like me, you, and most of the world will buy it, complain about it, and they go, I don't care, buy another battle pass and then we'll talk. And we're like, okay.
We just want the new maps. Just give us good maps.
I mean, it's just, like you said, we just need good maps. It's the same. It's the Call of Duty syndrome that I think Modern Warfare had when that came out during COVID. We played the shit out of it during the pandemic, me, Jeff, and a couple people. And it had the same business where you'd play the same in an hour. I think you'd play the same map. Out of 50 matches, you played the same map 30 times. And then maybe it would mix up a little. So I know. And also I don't think the battle pass is not up. Warzone's not up, which I want to try.
Warzone's not up till like, I think a week or so.
Yeah, I want to try Warzone.
We will do Warzone.
We will do it. I want to do Warzone because I'm playing a lot of Fortnite with Brian, which is very fun and stupid. And then God of War Ragnarok comes out tomorrow, which is going to really be incredible.
Yeah.
Very excited. Speaking of video games and GameStop, I sold Back for Blood, so we can't play that anymore.
No, that's a shame.
It's gone. I got like $15 for it. It was a fun game, but to me, I feel like if I go, Jeff, do you want to play a video game? You're going to tell me Call of Duty.
Call of Duty or
maybe Fall Guys
or Rift Tracks.
Or maybe Fortnite. Hello, Your Mom Gaming. How are you? Clean shaven boys.
Who's Your Mom Gaming?
He's a friend / fan of the show who's a very sweet. I would imagine sweet boy. I don't want to gender pronoun you, Your Mom Gaming. A sweet boy from London, I would imagine. Let's see what he says.
Let's see. Let's wait. Let's
wait. Let's stop the show.
Wait to see what he says, and then we will pick up the show.
We will.
He's obviously talking about you because you had a beard forever,
which
for a voiceover role, which I told you didn't have to, but you were like, no, I have to get into character. And I'm like, they're not going to see you. It's just audio, and you still shaved.
Yeah, I still told you to suck eggs. You were like, you don't need this. And I said, Jeff, suck eggs. California.
Why did you think he's from London?
Because it's mum. Your mum. You mean?
Oh, he's just a guy from California.
He's just a dude.
It's the guy who won the Powerball.
Oh, people. Yeah, the
first
Powerball
business. His first order of business is listening to your podcast.
Before I buy this
he's a billionaire.
Yacht, let me do that. Sorry if you hear a noise. My dog likes to nest in the middle of a recording.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually try to do. There's no videoizers tonight, and it doesn't matter.
How come?
I have to go to me mom's because she's having a procedure.
Oh.
I know, at 5:30 in the morning. If you ever want to,
you're gonna go sleep there.
Yeah. So we can't record. Got to go sleep there. And this is non-game related, but it's a part of my life. Yeah, my mom's going 5:30 in the morning, so I have to go sleep over. I was tempted to bring my PlayStation. I was gonna do that. Brian goes, sorry, Brian. No, it does matter. But I meant it doesn't. Brian came in when I said the news of me telling that I'm
Brian,
going.
he's talking about the guy from California who he thinks is from London. That's who he's saying.
Brian came in. It doesn't matter.
The one fan he's insulting. It's not.
I was very upset. I was talking to Carol, my girlfriend Caroline. Girlfriend. Well, it's a whole. I can't. This isn't my life podcast.
Brian, this is on you for even listening to this.
Yeah, you came in. Yes,
like,
I said.
Why are you even listening to this? Don't you have you have kids? Why are you listening to this?
Yeah, Brian. I thought it was dinner time. I said you wanted the podcast. You said it was
children. You have two children. You should not be listening to TJ and us talk about Call of Duty.
And Brian came in. I said it doesn't matter. Meaning I shouldn't be talking about my mom's what I'm doing and why. But we couldn't. I was bummed about the videoizers because I do love doing it. Me and Brian had so much fun last week. And I wanted to make it work. It's just we record 9 p.m. I didn't want to get to my mom's at like midnight. And, I know, Brian, he goes, I love you. I'm kidding. I know, Brian, you're the best. Brian is the best. We Fortnite a lot. It's very fun.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, Jeff is pissed.
Serious stuff.
So let's get into it because we really do. We've a lot of stuff. I'm going to see what we could get to, but let's
get into it all. Check out my hands.
Look at your hands. Look at your paws.
Yeah, that's right.
Brian McGinnis, Playable Characters Podcast is back.
Can he come in? Let him in.
I don't have he'd have to, he could if I'd have to send the link. I don't think he can. He's got to do it. He finished me dinner. No, he can't. I said, Brian, do you want to come in? He said, no, I don't think he could. It was a bummer. It would have been fun. Yeah, carry on. I was tempted to.
Is he the British guy?
Who's
the British guy?
It's Laugh at Your Mom McGinnis. Yeah. I was going to bring my PlayStation 2.
Your mom's?
Yeah, I did think about it.
I think he'll be fine for a night.
Yeah, I was like, should I bring it and play? But
just bring your virtual boy. You'll be fine.
I know. That's the bummer. I almost wanted to bring the Stadia for a second, but it's there's I don't need games
before it shuts down.
Yeah, until I get my money back. So let's get into all of it. All into it. Right, meow. Where should we start?
Did you say right meow?
Yeah, I said right meow.
Incredible.
Thanks, man. Let's start on this really interesting story, and I'll show you we'll go through it, and then I'll put the image up, and then I'll explain the image to the people at home. I need to be more conscious that this is a audio podcast and not a TikTok. Because sometimes I listen to myself editing, and I'm like, wow, this podcast is a lot of gaps and pauses for no reason. And that's because Oculus Rift, the virtual reality headset, the founder, Palmer Luckey, sounds like a fake name, Jeff. Does it not?
It could be. You tell me.
I am trying. Palmer Luckey, the original founder of the Oculus VR set, he sold his company to Facebook before. He created a headset based on the Japanese game and novels of Sword Art Online that if you die in the game, you die in real life.
So this was a thing. This is just fantasy, though. You're saying he actually created this?
He built it, and I'm going to pull the picture up so Jeff can see it. He built the headset, and the kill mechanism works, I would think he said, but the VR part is not as good.
Okay. So this is like a real thing. Like, obviously, no one could buy this.
It's a piece of office art. He says it doesn't actually function.
Okay.
But the function of the VR headset, it's a VR headset, an Oculus Rift with it looks like three cylinders at the top part of your skull.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is a microwave emitter, the 3 cylinders that are on your headset, those explode, enter, and destroy your brain.
Oh, that's what you want.
It's of course it's what you want. Now, the game Sword Art Online is a game that the characters are stuck in a virtual reality game that if you die in the Sword Art Online game, you die in real life.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so this is a game we want to play.
This is the game we
like these consequences.
Yes, it is. And Your Mom Gaming says this mechanism,
but this is this not
Saw movie, and it's very Saw.
Is this not stupid? Like, what is the point of this? He didn't actually make anything because it doesn't. It's not like a thing. It's just like
you can't buy.
You can't use it. You can't buy it. Like, obviously. So what is the point of this? Just like artwork, just like 3D art.
I think it begs the question of like, will it get to a point that
Or if you die in the game, you die in real life. Yes, I think in 5 years that's
like,
going to be standard.
like, do you think someone would be such a maniac as a gamer that they're so bored that they need the challenge of I'm so good at, let's say, Fortnite, I can play with this VR headset and I'll be good?
Yeah, it's like the guy. It's like Lucas in The Wizard. He, the Power Glove. That guy was just incredible. He would do something like this, just in front of everyone, get all the girls, just like blah 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 blah. Like that guy is gonna show off. Like that's a guy who's gonna want to do this. A movie character from 1986.
Yes, and you could, and I know from experience, the Power Glove definitely gets all the ladies.
Yes.
Like if I dressed up as someone for Halloween with a Power Glove, I would never leave it home. I would bring it on any date with any young lovely that I was
It's
with.
a real conversation starter.
Yeah, she goes, "Hey, what the hell is that?" And then and then you half-ass explain, well, it was a glove that sort of worked okay, and no one really had it but the richest friend you knew.
Yes, and you just explain, you're like, if you use the Power Glove in the game, you're using the Power Glove in real life.
Yes, and they're just like, what are you talking about? Please pick up the check. So Palmer Luckey, the original founder of the Oculus VR, sold his company to Facebook. Now he should sell this tech to Meta. So when you use the metaverse, if you're a twerp in the metaverse, you're a twerp in real life.
So this dude, I still can't wrap my head around it, that it's just like, it's essentially nothing.
Well, I'll tell you why he created this and where this came from.
For attention.
His mommy never paid attention. And he's like, Mommy, I made a headset. This guy, Palmer Luckey, he works on national defense technology.
Okay.
So he was probably working on something and has VR and was like, oh my God, wouldn't it be? And probably likes Sword Art Online and was exactly. It's the huge anime for everyone except for me and you. And
you don't play it.
No. I know about it and but I think he probably read the books, the novels, or played the game. And since he works in defense and he worked on Oculus, he goes, oh, I bet you could probably really make this. He works on national defense technology, which is interesting because we could use this technology on our enemies, but then we will just rid their country of incels. Hey, thanks, man.
We don't want that because we want the incels to like kind of wreak havoc in these other countries.
Yeah. We need the incels.
Yeah.
He claims he made a custom VR headset that it will kill the player if they die in the game. So the scary thing is, imagine if your game glitches. So if EA used this, it would kill 100% of their users. But it is scary if you're playing with this headset and you have to tell like, no one call me, no one call up, don't turn the microwave.
Can you not take it off? Can you not take it off right before you're about to die? Can you not like throw it off?
I guess you could.
If you throw it up, what if you throw it off in the game? Do you throw it off in real life?
Yeah, I think you. I mean, if I played with the Oculus, it's weird that he sold it because if a game, he even said he doesn't want to test it because if it glitches, it'll kill him.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. What game would you trust? I mean, Cyberpunk was unplayable. You imagine if you didn't know it was unplayable and you put the thing on, you're like, I'll play Cyberpunk. Then you like glitch through the floor and then just boom, your head explodes.
There's one game I would do it.
What game would you do it?
Doki Doki Panic. That's the only game I would do it because I'm so good at that.
Yeah, you're so good at Doki Doki Panic?
I'm really good at Doki Doki Panic. I would do it for that. I don't think anything else.
No, I would do it for...
You've seen my Doki Doki Panic speedrun videos.
Yeah, you're very good. Jeff has a YouTube where he does speedruns, but we're not legally allowed to say the channel name.
Yeah, and it's just mainly Doki Doki Panic.
That's all it is. I wish you guys at home could see it, but you can't find the YouTube because for legal reasons, Jeff will get sued if he says the YouTube.
Yeah.
So we can't, but you have to take our word for it. He's very good at Doki Doki Panic. He never panics.
I want a tournament.
Is what Jeff is. When you do it. My mom used to get mad when I would play Nintendo.
When you'd speedrun the game, she'd be like, take your time. Take your time with the games.
Don't
speedrun them. You're going too fast.
You need to slow down. Well, my mom used to get mad. She would unplug the Nintendo because I was getting too round staying in the house. So
Oh,
she would have killed you if she ran in and took, what if she unplugged the Oculus while you're playing and then
Mom, this is the
Mom,
game that if you die in the game, you die in real life.
your just head
Mom.
explodes and your mom's she
She's like,
kills.
what do you mean?
What does it mean? Turn this Nintendo off. It's not the Nintendo, Mom.
It's the Oculus that you die in the game, you die in real life.
Die. So the VR headset is laced with charges that will explode, quote, destroying the brain of the user if they trigger an appropriate game over screen.
Yeah.
I mean, video games are destroying our brains anyway.
Yeah. I think, is this not just a take on that? Is that not just art about like how we're so immersed in gaming that like, is that not what this guy's trying to say by this?
I think that's why it became art.
I just don't like that I made it. This guy made it like you, but you didn't though. It's not a thing that exists. So like, what is the point? It's like, I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, you made artwork. If you didn't actually make a thing that would kill someone if they play, I don't know. The whole thing bothers me. I don't like it.
This is what Lucky said. He said, quote, the good news is that we are halfway to making a true nerve gear. He said, the bad news is that so far I have only figured out the half that kills you. The perfect VR half of the equation is still many years out.
This guy is such a dweeb.
He's such a dweeb. I think it's a dig on the metaverse.
Okay.
Because he sold his tech to Zuckerberg, and the metaverse looks like a cutscene from PlayStation 1's Battle Arena tissue.
Dude, I can't deal with how bad the metaverse is.
I saw ads for the metaverse, and all it is now is celebrities put the Oculus on, and they don't show footage of the metaverse. They just show the celebrities going, "Oh my god, wow! Oh my god, I'm here. I'm at the Eiffel Tower. Oh my god!" And it's just the footage of the celebrities reacting, but they don't show the metaverse in some of these ads I saw, and I was like, "This is because it's just your shit's garbage."
It looks so bad, and it's the thing of like whatever the hell's going on Twitter, that mess over there, it's nothing. I feel like compared to them putting all the money into not being able to say no to Mark Zuckerberg about his stupid fucking metaverse that just looks like just shit, just absolute shit. And then like it seemed like they did a round of testing and it sucked, and then they're like, oh, we know what the problem is, legs. Now we have legs. And like, that wasn't the problem. It sucks with legs or without.
They have an ad for, I don't know, it was like a guy with barista, and these two people are talking about how they miss hanging out. And then it cuts to them putting the Oculus thing on for the metaverse, and then they're playing Among Us VR in the metaverse. But then it's like, but that's just Oculus Rift. Like, that's just Oculus. You're not the metaverse if we're playing a video game together.
Yeah.
It's the, like, I don't know what the metaverse is supposed to be at all. It's
supposed to be a place where we like meet, because like all right, like the idea is you're connecting people that can't, like, we get out of the pandemic, and what do we learn in the pandemic? That like people did stuff through Zoom, through the computer. So we're going to connect people in your home, and we're going to be in the same place, except it fucking sucks and looks janky as shit. Yep. And nobody wants that because people now want to do more things in person, right? Yep. Like, why did Peloton's stock kind of tank? Well, I'm sure Zoom, that their stock kind of took a dip too. It's like because people now like want to go and like, you know, do things in person. So the idea that that's ever going to take off in that capacity is completely insane, and just like nobody's saying no to him.
Yeah, it's a weird. I don't know how long you think. 10 years, maybe 10 years, we'll have a metaverse thing that you can. It looks really cool. It looks polished. You're walking around.
Yeah. It'll be like I could see it as like a novelty thing.
Yeah.
Of like, you know, like I like VR when it works. It's super fun.
You just go outside. Like, do we live in idiocracy? Like, is the world polluted that the sun is the day comes that the sun is too hot to go outside during the day without wearing layers and layers of clothes, and the earth is just burning itself up and we have to stay inside? Sure. The metaverse by then might be pretty cool, you but by then Zuckerberg's going to put his head into a giant man's body like Krang by then.
How much money are they losing with this metaverse?
I mean, I think Facebook was like, my number is off, but it's like they lost 70% of
Wow.
its.
Metaverse is reportedly set to begin layoffs after 70% fall in share price. Dude, I mean, it looks like fucking joke. That's the thing too. It's like the graphics wise, it looks like like a PlayStation 1.
It looks
Like
so
the
bad.
graphics are horrendous.
It's also Facebook is not a gaming. If Apple did this and made it look bad but cute, we'd be like, oh, it's all right. Like we would. I think there's a hard on. We hate. A lot of people hate Zuckerberg, so I think it's also like we want him to fail because he was just this dweeb from college who, whatever his actual story was, and became this billionaire. So no one's pulling for him except for people that work for him or people that are scared.
They hate him too.
Of course they do. It's
remember when he thought he was going to run for president?
Oh God. Just with his mannequin eyes.
Hey, I'm Mark Zuckerberg. Want you join me in the metaverse? I am not a real person.
What do you think of healthcare? Well, as a machine, I don't need healthcare except for oil changes every 2 weeks.
Now he's not a real boy.
He is not. So this, to finish off this story, he considers Lucky considers this piece office art. So it's just
that's fine. It's art. I just don't like the way it's being promoted as he built this thing because he didn't. It's just a piece of art. It's like, what are we doing here?
Oh, that's my mom. She's outside. Could you tell her? I'll be right there. The thing that could you tell her?
Your mom is very anxious.
She's very anxious
tomorrow. So
the thing is, it turns into clickbait because then when I got down to it, it's like my friend PJ was right where he said, well, this isn't real. This guy didn't make it. But if you the one article I read out of 3 articles, it until the last sentence, they alluded that it wasn't a real thing. And I was like,
it's very clearly not a real thing. But yeah, that's like the way it's being written up everywhere. Yes. It's like, oh, he made this thing that can kill you in the game in real life. And it's like, but that's not what it is. Yeah. Very annoying.
It's very annoying. So to wrap it up, it is very morbid to have that as an office art piece. And it's not as bad as my office art piece I have here, which is a pickled punk wearing a Dunder Mifflin shirt, giving the finger.
Now that's fun. Now that is a good time.
That's my office piece. Speaking of things that can kill you, McDonald's has a gaming chair with sauce holders and more.
Oh, let's see it.
Oh, let's see it, he says. This is incredible.
I can see it.
This is you can see it.
Oh, look at this.
Look at this. You can see take a gander at that picture that I sent you.
Yeah, I get it.
Goodness gracious. Great chairs of fire. Look at this McCrispy gaming chair. McCrispy ultimate gaming chair. My God. Now the McCrispy is a crispy chicken sandwich made with tender and juicy 100% Canadian raised seasoned chicken, topped with shredded lettuce and a creamy mayo style soft sauce and a creamy mayo style sauce and served on a potato bun. Sounds very healthy.
The McCrispy gaming chair.
The McCrispy.
How much is it?
Gaming chair. Oh, I don't know. You'd have to look that up. That I didn't do, but Canadian chicken, I'm very offended. What's wrong with American chicken besides being lazy, plump, and stupid? And mayo style sauce? Why not mayo?
No, it's a mayo style.
Mayo style. Is it a mix?
It's mayo style.
It's just chemically burned version of mayonnaise that harbors cancer cells. But I do love McDonald's. I kid. I ate it for lunch once when I was 9. So look at this gaming chair, Jeff. What's the weight limit? Am I right?
It looks like it doesn't look like a great gaming chair. Like I don't have a gaming chair. I just game from the couch.
I'm sitting in it right now.
You have a gaming chair. Of course you do.
Of course I do. So the gaming, it looks like a Staples knockoff gaming chair. The armrests don't go up. It has the annoying little pillow headset that no one ever uses. I don't know why it came with it. It has a lumbar support on the bottom.
when did gaming chairs become a thing that people would buy?
I
Like, when did
don't
that become a thing that you could sell people on? Like, no, you need a special chair for gaming.
I
Like
don't know.
the 90s.
That's a great question. I think when PC gaming started getting launched in maybe 2000-ish, because I never knew about gaming chairs. You would just sit in office chairs.
Oh, there's a history of gaming chairs.
Oh, tell me the history of it. So this
There's
is
FX. There's a. I think they came around like 06. Because the
wow.
idea of like, yeah, man, like I never like at one point there was no gaming chairs, and then all of a sudden now they're everywhere. But at some point, like the games had to match it. Like if you're playing like Super Mario Bros. 3 in 1990, it doesn't seem like you need a gaming chair. It's not a very long game. It's like pretty like simple side scroller. So it seems like it's at some point it had to get advanced and take a while. That you're like, and PC too. I agree with you that like no, we need a special chair for this.
Yeah, I do feel like it definitely is more of a PC, like kind of a PC thing, you know, because I feel like most people that would game with this was PC. This comes with, so here it comes with a fry holder, a drink holder, and 3 dip holders, one for ketchup, one for honey mustard, and one for the dipshit sitting in the chair. There's also a hot box to keep your McCrispy warm while gaming. Someone is going to burn their house down when they forget to shut the warmer off.
It cooks a McGirdle underneath.
Yeah.
McGriddle, if you want to say it right.
You imagine leaving your McCrispy in the chair while you're having a diabetic McShit and it just catches fire and burns.
Oh, it has a toilet underneath too.
It has a built-in napkin holder, 2 reusable napkins you can see hanging from the side, a cup holder, stain-proof leather, Jeff.
Now, do you like this? You're the expert on gaming chairs. Do you think this is a good gaming chair?
Well, I am an expert. I like the cup holder's very cool.
Okay.
I wish it had like more of a tray that you could go in front, but I don't eat and game. I am not a eat while I game kind of person. I don't like, every time I eat, I wash my hands before I touch the controller, because if my controller has,
you don't
like,
want to grease up the controller.
Oh, dude,
you want to grease up the controller.
Oh, that makes me so mad, is greasy controllers. So I would never eat and game on this chair. It looks, like I said, the armrests don't go up, and it just seems like it's kind of a $100 gaming chair that McDonald's slapped McCrispy all over.
Well, what's the cost of a gaming chair? Is it like $200?
No, they run the gamut. You can look it up. They run the gamut from 100, I think, maybe the one I'm sitting in might have been 60 on Amazon, and they run to like 250, I think, maybe. They're up there. If I was streaming and gaming, it's 4 hours a day, bro, I would invest in a $200 chair. What's the most expensive
This one is almost $2,000.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What does it have? Probably has like speakers built in.
It says GT Racing Gaming Chair.
Oh, that might have like sensors.
Oh God, this is nuts.
What does it do? Does it have sensors?
Yeah, I don't even know. That's Jesus, man. This is a whole thing. I think it's got a fan in it, and it's like, I don't know. I guess naive of me. I didn't think they were that elaborate, but of course they are, because there's money to be made on like people being like, no, you can't just play on any chair. You need a gaming chair.
Yeah, that's how
$100 is fair though. I mean, how much does a chair cost? Like $60?
That's what I'm saying.
Like an office chair anyway. So like 100 is fine if it's gonna like,
I would never spend $2,000 on a gaming chair, but I would spend if I had it like 300, as long as it was like cushiony, supportive.
I just game on the couch.
I'm very torn. Like, I love gaming. I have a great TV in the living room and a great couch that we have. I love gaming on the couch. I agree. I'm in. But if you want to stream and game, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole universe that I want to dip into, but then I find myself in order to stream, you should stream on a schedule, is what I say. Like, you stream every Saturday from noon to 3, or every Monday 6 to 8 or something. So if you get a schedule, people can like follow you.
Yeah.
But I feel like me personally, I want to gain the momentum to start doing it. But when you game, like to peel back the curtain, it's like I game. My setup is in the bedroom, so I could play, but then my girl's behind me asleep while I'm like streaming till
Well, you're trying to
whatever.
save the castle, the
I'm trying to
princess out of the
save the.
castle. You're
I'm
trying to save the
trying.
princess out of the castle.
I'm trying not to panic with these Doki Dokis everywhere. Finally, to wrap up, the McDonald's has modular armrests to allow users to swap their McCrispy to different sides. So that's when you clutch your chest with your right hand, you can keep eating with the left until you die of a greasy heart attack.
Nice. And what is a McCrispy in general? It's like the fish sandwich?
No, it's a crispy chicken sandwich.
Oh, okay.
It's like a chicken sandwich. I don't think it's any different than the chicken sandwich. I guess McCrispy might be like a thing.
Do you want this chair? I still don't know.
No. I told you I don't eat in game. Daddy don't want it. I don't eat in game, Jeff.
It seems like just kind of like a subpar gaming chair that has like 2 trays on each side.
Yes.
A tray on each side.
Yep.
That seems like the entire gimmick of it.
The only thing I like about it is that there's a cup holder, because it does make me nervous when I use, like right now I drink out of like a sippy thermos.
Yeah.
So if it falls, it's really not going to spill. But I think a cup holder might be kind of cool for soda cans or, whatever you're gaming, you put it in your chair.
It'd go perfect if it ever came out with the KFC console.
The KFC, the Kafka console.
Yeah, it'd be perfect with that.
The Mega KFC drive. Let's look into this. PlayStation VR, Jeff. You have PlayStation VR.
I have the first one, yeah.
The first one you don't use it. Are you excited for the second one that's due out? Second?
No, it's too expensive.
All right,
it's like 600. It's like $600. But am I excited about it in general? Yeah, because I like the technology, and when it works, it's super fun. Most of the games make me want to barf, so most of them are not for me. So that's why I will not be spending $600 on this. But if it was like $300, I would do it.
Yeah, it's $550 retail, and it's an extra.
And then you got to get more crap with it. So
yeah, then there's
about 600.
I think they charge an extra 100 to add the charges to blow your brains out when you die in Fortnite.
I mean, you played VR. It wasn't your favorite thing, but you like some of it.
I think the coolest thing I played Super Oculus. Hot. Yeah, I played the PlayStation VR was really cool. I played the Oculus Rift, which is the Oculus that doesn't need a computer, which was also very cool. And then I played the Oculus that is connected to the computer, which is I think VR is I think it's really neat. I just think, like you said, there's not enough out there yet to ever there's a Half-Life game, which I really want to play. But once you beat it, I don't know what else is left in VR except for like flying games or something. It's, the problem with VR, Jeff, is I feel like there's not enough developers making games for this because there's not enough people that own it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and this is super expensive. I don't think anything's going to change there.
No.
It also brings back the elements of like, how like everything's wireless now, the controllers are wireless. It brings back that element of like gaming with your sister, with your friends in like the 80s. And like, you got to just have wires upon wires upon wires. And you just like hooking up the old VCR. It's just like, you got the fucking one wire going into the PlayStation, one wire going into the box, one wire going into the camera, and it's just wires everywhere. And it feels like it's 1985 and you're at a sleepover and you're playing Nintendo and you just have wires everywhere. And the robot. It's like Robbie the Robot's wires, the controller, it's just wires everywhere.
Yeah, it does seem like it was also nerve-wracking when you set up, like people have thrown things through their TV or punched their children walking past them when they're in VR. So the set will include a PlayStation VR 2 headset, controllers, stereo headphones. Guerrilla Games have their own Horizon Zero Dawn launch bundle, Call of the Mountain, which will retail for an additional $50 and include a download code for the game. This will not, however, be compatible with previous Horizon Zero Dawn releases. Pre-orders in the official PlayStation Direct store from November 15th, 2022. Suck my balls. Oh, Jesus. Jeff, don't write suck my balls in the doc. I'll read whatever's in the doc.
You did that on purpose.
I did, just to make you laugh.
All right.
Yeah, I guess like your PlayStation VR, why don't you sell it to GameStop? Because like you're not going to play it again.
Oh, for $2?
PS4.
It actually is compatible, but you got to get an adapter. And then I don't know. I haven't set it up, but I still have it. Obviously,
Ooh,
it was really. I mean, like when it worked, like this game. Was it the mouse game? Was it Moss? Was it called? I forget. That game was really cool. Super hot. The roller coaster game was cool. That got me nauseous though. But like plenty of like ones that I was excited about, like the Resident Evil. I just could not do. Resident Evil got me sick. The non-VR version of that, the last one. I don't know what was up with that game, but Resident Evil 6 or 9 or whatever it was, like even just like playing it on the PS4, I was just too much.
Yeah. Yeah, we did the roller coaster game. It does feel like you're actually on a coaster, which is really cool.
It's 100%.
It's a neat thing when it works down the road. It's cool. Like I said, there was a Star Wars game for Oculus Rift, and I think Rift is the one that doesn't need a computer. That it just loads all the games in the headset, and it was like really cool. Like that would be, I think it was like $600 or something.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like that would be super cool. And then they're going to make, staying on the VR bandwagon, Stranger Things VR announced for all mainstream VR platforms. I mean, is there a mainstream VR platform?
No.
What would it be? Like Oculus, I guess?
You can't say PlayStation, and maybe Oculus is like the most popular one.
Maybe, but then how many competitors? You have PlayStation?
So,
Oculus.
do you think this is going to die, or they'll keep doing it? Like the way like 3D TV didn't work, do you think this is a thing that they'll keep making, or they'll just abandon it in like 2 years? Because 3D TVs, that didn't pick on, because people just didn't want to sit there watching TV with like those glasses on, and yes, people want to be on their phones and they want to do other stuff. So that thing flopped so hard.
Yeah,
but it was cool. It's cool technology. It was cool to have that in your living room.
I'm trying to think. I think it may stick around for a while, because the Oculus Rift that doesn't have the computer needed, I think was really cool, because you could like pack that up, take it wherever, and you could be in a hotel room, set up the room, put it out on and play it. But I don't think it'll die, because I think it's been around at least for, I think, longer than 3D TVs. So I think it'll stick around. I think the price will go down, more games will come out. But I could be wrong. It could go the way of Stadia, they say.
I had a 3D TV, not because I was dying to get a 3D TV, but that was just kind of like what was out at that point when I was getting a new TV. And it wasn't anything that more expensive, because they wanted people to have the technology, right? It's like the only way it's going to work is if people just have it. So I had it, and I got the glasses, and it was cool. I had a few like Blu-ray DVDs that were 3D, and it was very cool. But they only made so many things for it. But I liked going to see 3D movies. I thought it was fun for the most part.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I do not want to see 3D movies.
You don't want to see captions either.
I hate open captions, closed captions. I hate it all. I would have seen Avatar 3D was the only thing I would have seen that in IMAX 3D at Lincoln Center in New York. Like I would see that one.
But there was something cool of having it in your apartment, of having like watching like a 3D movie.
Yeah, I mean
I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I never really did it. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't much of a 3D fan. I've seen maybe one. Avatar was the only time I'm like, oh, okay, this works. And that's it. Yeah. Everything else is just fake. They throw things at the screen for no reason and try to, write a movie based on 4 scenes of 3D. To be like, I don't, and then he gets a spear in this movie. Just throw the spear. And it's like, what? He's a cop though. Yeah, but the cop has a spear now. And then it's like, it was just so stupid. The Stranger Things game, you take control of Vecna, the main villain in Stranger Things season 4, invading psychological dreamscapes to murder people in their nightmares, Jeff. Freddy Krueger much?
Yeah.
Frederick Krueger. This would be perfect for the VR headset, because then you die in the game, you die in real life.
Yeah.
Again. Perfect.
So Stranger Things, the game, huh?
Stranger Things, the VR game. Well, they could just play it like that Dying Light, the game where you're just a villain hunting people down.
I remember that game.
Yeah. So it could work that way. I mean, those horror games can work like that, but the problem I have with those games like Dying Light and Friday the 13th are, if it's you and 4 friends that want to play the game, it's great. Everyone cycles in as a villain, you work together, you're talking shit. That's great. But those games fall completely flat if it's like me and you have it, and I'm like, well, I'll be Jason, and then you'll play with 4 people you don't know, and you're like, oh, this sucks. And everyone's just doing their own thing.
Yes.
And just running around like idiots. So, Lionsgate seeking to bankroll a John Wick game. Are you excited
So excited.
for a John Wick game?
That'd be fun.
Ooh, reportedly they're using a AAA budget. Ooh, put the bids in, Jeff, for your gaming studio, Jeff Games.
Please give it to us.
Get that. It's a bit like John Woo's Stranglehold. The film studio is currently putting out project proposals. The other John Wick game was a turn-based strategy puzzle game, just like you'd see in the movie. It's just dumb. It's so dumb. What was John Wick a character in a Fortnite? I don't know.
Now I'm out on it.
Now you're out. Like once I said it was a puzzle game, you're like, I am Dunions. I think that'd be kind of cool. A John Wick.
No, I do like puzzle games.
Yeah, but I'm saying like John Wick like shooter game or a John Wick like third person game where maybe you charge up a meter and then you get to like target 7 guys and just be like boom 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 boom, you know, like saving up a combo to like bust out a gun combo.
Yeah,
that could be done. But I don't know what you do with the only thing I think that would work with a John Wick game is if you make the game where John Wick, it's prior to the movie, where before you meet your wife, where you're just going on missions, like murder missions. Because you can't if you make a John Wick game that's just based on the first game, it's just mow through God. Like you can't make a AAA title, I think, where it's just, yeah, kill guys from point A to point C. That's it. And then it's like, okay. And then you get another level where it's like, hey, you're going to kill guys from point A to point D.
Point C. Don't forget about point C.
Point C is the first level. Point D is the second because it's longer. Like you can't just go. It's the movies. John Wick movies are so entertaining, and they are the same. Like if you look at it at a glance, it's just John Wick killing guys with guns and all crazy. You know, it seems very shallow, but it's done so well. They're great. I love those movies, but I feel like make a John Wick game where you are John Wick going on your jobs prior to meeting your wife. So it's young John Wick, you know.
Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, because then at least it's like, now this level, do you want to like stealthily go? Do you want to pre-plan how you're going to kill this one dude? Or are you just going to go in guns blazing, killing like 40 guys till you get to the final person and things like that? That would make sense. I mean, I don't know, Jeff. I just work here.
I disagree with. I mean, I agree with you here, 100%.
I hope so, because otherwise, I'd be very upset. I'd be so upset. So, Hugh Jackman. Also, how do you feel about Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine?
Oh my God, so pumped!
In Deadpool,
so pumped.
Are you really pumped? I know superhero movies are not really your jam.
No, not at all.
You don't care.
But
do you think I'm a fool for thinking it's cool?
No, whatever you're into. It's just I'm not into it, but that's great for you, man.
I mean, I love it. There was also a cool Deadpool video game for Xbox 360 that was pretty fun, and the Wolverine game was pretty good.
Deadpool game for the 360?
There was a Deadpool game for 360 that was good. It wasn't.
How long ago did that come out?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
Before the movies?
Look it up.
When was the first Deadpool movie?
Let's see. Deadpool. First Deadpool film, 2016.
Yeah, so the Xbox 360 was way before that.
Oh, well then. Well, look at that. Hello.
Yeah, look at that.
Very
came out
weird.
Before the movie.
Yeah, they had Nolan North was doing the voice. He does the voice of tons of characters. Nolan North did the voice. It was based on the Deadpool comic book, so he was like very sarcastic, very mouthy, it was violent, it was cool, it was weird, had tons of like characters and side characters. It was such a fun game. The execution, like the gameplay was good, not amazing. And it seemed like they had so many things going for them with this game and just didn't have that extra whatever, like $200,000 budget to like push it right over the edge. It's like they just fell shy of making a excellent game, which was good. And the Wolverine Origins game is also very fun and just very baseline fun game. Same with the Captain America game, which is just a beat 'em up that you go around, third person beat 'em up, was also not that bad of a game. It was pretty good.
I believe you mean Maximum Carnage, right? You're talking about that, right?
No. No. How about no, Scott? I love doing quotes from like 2000.
Great Dr. Evil.
Thank you. So let's wrap up on this last. I have other news I might do by myself one day that you just aren't going to care about.
Just one day. One day you might do.
But we will end on something near and dear to our hearts. Did you know, Jeff? Have you heard the good news
about the Dreamcast?
He has risen. Have you
heard
the
Dreamcast book?
Have you heard that the Bible is coming to Steam?
No, all the Dreamcast games?
No, the Bible.
Oh.
The Bible is coming, including achievements, coming to Steam. Fully
voiced. What does that mean?
It is a video game coming to Steam that is fully voiced. And now, if this means the entire thing, thousands of pages long, or will it just be excerpts from the Bible?
I don't even know what this means. The Bible is going to be a video game?
The Bible is coming. It will be there will be trivia quizzes to test your Bible knowledge. So
all right, I'm in.
I hope you paid attention during CCD, Confraternity of Christian Doctrine.
Yeah, I did. I could pass it. Ask me anything.
Who was God's son?
Moses.
That's correct.
Thank you.
This will not require a graphics card. The developers are promising to make it a free release if they get secure funding for language translations. And I say to them, Jeff, anything is possible.
I still remember like so much of it. Like I remember like the books of the Bible.
You do?
In order.
Which testament is your favorite, old or new?
I think I'm an Old Testament guy. But I remember like the names of the Bible. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, I'd like to know.
It's Genesis.
Yep.
Exodus.
Yep. Was there King James?
No, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. I think it was 2 Chronicles.
Narnia?
No, better than Ezra.
Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Nehemiah. Esther, I think, and then I think it was Nirvana.
Yep. Pearl Jam.
Yeah, that came a little later.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Eve 6.
Yep.
Here's to the Night. Vitamin C, Graduation.
When Moses spread the oasis.
Psalms, Proverbs.
Jeff, what about the Psalm? Body once told me. Did you know that
That's all I know. I don't know any more books of the Bible.
So your favorite Jesus themed games, remember Wisdom Tree?
Yes.
So me and Jeff were obsessed.
I love it.
I wish we could still do that, Doc. We were obsessed with trying to research Wisdom Tree because for anyone that doesn't know, something that we really loved was a Christian-based gaming company that basically would make horrible games. They were so bad, and they didn't license Nintendo.
That was what was great about it. They didn't license it. They would just make Nintendo games. It was back then when you could just be like, "Oh, we're going to make a Nintendo game."
Yes, and if you did make a Nintendo game, Nintendo would then sue you. But Nintendo didn't want the bad press to be suing a religious group, the Christian Wisdom Tree company. So Nintendo's like, what are you going to do? So I was like, we should stop them from making these rip-off Nintendo games. Nintendo's like, I'm not messing with Jesus. What are you going to do? They just like let it go. But the Bible coming to Steam, my God. How fun! I think
I
it's
don't
gonna be.
really get what it
I
is.
think it'll be a game that you go to a chapter and then someone will just read the Bible to you and then at the end be like, now who parted the Red Sea? Moses, Abraham, Abraham's son. And then you're like, Moses. And they're like, that's correct. You get an achievement for parting this question. And then, you just do it. It's crazy. And it's going to be free. And they're just trying to find some way to get other languages voiced because it'll just be American. Who knows? Maybe our friend Brian McGinnis would do the Bible. And God said to him, for he has fallen at last supper. Oh, stupid Brian. What a stupid Brian. Oh my God, Jeff. Anything else you want to say? Any parting words?
No, this was wonderful. Thank you for having me on.
Now, the funny thing about this, Jeff, is I forgot to tell you that when you do this podcast, when I kick you off, you get kicked in real life.
Yes.
Yeah. So you will be booted
in real life too.
Jeff, if I had a Bible verse that had something you wanted to promote on it, what would it be?
Just check out our show, Replay Guys, at thereplayguys.com.
Check it out. If you haven't watched it, watch them all. Watch them all in order. Watch them all out of order. It's such a great show. Well, great. And you can follow me at TJ Del Reno. You can follow the podcast, Unlimited SXM, on Twitter, unless Elon says no, and then we get kicked off Twitter.
Yeah, you got to say.
You got to see if old Elon Musk wants to let you stay on the Twitter. And you can follow Unlimited Lives. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, follow the podcast. You can follow me on TikTok at TJ Del Reno, where I do a bunch of weird gaming stuff and some podcast clips. So don't feel like you can't watch the Tiki Talks. I edit them. They're fun. And I do a bunch of other stuff on TikTok that's weird and stupid. So we'll see you guys next week. That was Jeff Cerulli. Thank you so much for being our wonderful guest. And I'm now going to kill myself live on this podcast. Thank you so much. Jeff's gone. Jeff's gone. Jeff's gone. Jeff's gone. There he goes. We'll see you guys next time. See ya.
Thanks, guys.
What a fun show we had.
Yo, great time, man.
What a great time. I heard if you're funny on the podcast, you're funny in real life. That's what I heard. Did you hear that?
Who is this London guy?
London, your mom gaming.
Yeah.
Where's TJ?
He's right here. No, we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah,
I'm not recording. Well, we're still live. Tell her not to say anything stupid. Like,
It's
we're
still live. It's still live. Don't say anything stupid.
TJ, let's squad.
He can. He gotta go.
I gotta see. I gotta go to my mom's. I might not be.
He's going to his mom's tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to my mom's. Hold on. Let me end this broadcast. Thanks everyone for watching. But Jeff, hold on.